Hello everyone, not a walking video as you can see because I'm in my house. I am still using a selfie stick though, and that's just dawned on me, I don't know why, I could have just propped it up somewhere. It's an update to the Morton Colliery walk that I did a couple of walks ago. So for people that haven't seen it, I started at Morton Colliery in Derbyshire, which is just a bog now if I'm honest. There's the evidence of my slides. I don't know how I stayed on my feet, to be honest. And then I followed this disused railway to nowhere. For ages, I've been driving around the local area, going over this road bridge and not understanding what this railway was. I was looking on maps going back into the early 1900s and it was showing it as disused. I'd looked on forums, everyone else is going, I don't know what it is. So it was confusing because it just ends abruptly in the middle of a field, doesn't go anywhere. And so I'm stomping it, trying to find some clues, and I ended up meeting this local guy while I was walking, and I stopped him and I said, do you know the deal with this? And he said, yes, I do, 100%, he said. Right, so I just met a local chap and I asked him and he knew. This line was built to join up with a main Midland line which is right over the other side. I mean, it's quite a way to bring coal from Morton Colliery onto that line, which would obviously then give them access, further up into Sheffield and whatever. But they never finished it. So that's why the line just ends in the middle of a field. So I'm not sure that fella was 100%, and I thought that a little bit at the time, mainly because of the topography, which is a great word, because it would have had to have gone hella deep down into the cutting, which is where the main Midland main line is. And I vocalised that in the video at the time, that obviously that in my mind at that point, that could have been a reason why they didn't bother finishing it, because they ran out of money, because there's no way you could do that physically. They would have had to have really tunnelled under Higham, because the Midland line is in the next valley. So obviously a train's not doing that, so they'd have had to have gone through. But then having looked at it more, mainly because of a comment from Richard Perry on the video, so thank you very much for that. When you actually look at the map of Morton Colliery, bearing in mind that this guy, the original guy I met on the walk, has said that it's to join Morton Colliery with that other main line. That line doesn't actually go through Morton Colliery at all, it goes round it. So that wouldn't have actually made any sense either. So they were my kind of two things. Having looked, like I say, on forums, it was doing other people's heads in as well. I got an email a couple of days ago from Philip, who is one of the main guys with Paul, which run the Wobbly Runner channel, which I would recommend to people, by the way. It's a great channel, I really enjoy watching that. And he emailed me saying that he wasn't sure that it was actually to join that line at all, and he would be right, it wasn't. So, like I say, searched a few forums, managed to find one, which is just a .text file now, so it doesn't actually read that well, which is quite annoying. But these guys had found that actually there was a piece in the Derbyshire Times in 1894 saying that they were sinking a pit at Mickley, which is a little area, road out the side of Stretton. Now, if you have a look at where that line goes to, it goes to Mickley. Now, they never sank it, it never happened. So they built this railway essentially to nowhere, as it said in the title, because they never sank the pit. There was, as well on this forum, they were talking about a guy, a local historian, who was talking around the era of World War II, and he was describing it as the Mickley branch. That's another little bit of evidence for you. So that was it, that's the answer. The Clay Cross Company, which is George Stephenson, they also had Morton Pit. They were given the rights to sink at Mickley, and they never did. For whatever reason, I don't know the answer to that, but they never did. So they built the railway pretty much there, and then the pit never happened, so they abandoned it. So we got to the bottom of it. There you go, winning. I was very excited by that. I was away down in the south of England with my wife. She was less excited than me about that discovery, but there you have it.